Today we'll be looking at back and biceps, two muscle groups that work in tandem, oftentimes to do the motions that you will encounter throughout your day. That will be lifting motions, so carrying things, a box in your hands, lifting something up from the ground, or a pulling motion, whether that's in this upright stance or if you're bent over, lifting a pail, lifting anything, a box from down low. So these muscle groups work together. So the muscles that we will be looking at today are the biceps, both heads of them, which run down this frontal section of your arm. Also the brachialis, which inserts here into the elbow off the lateral side of the biceps, as well as the trapezius muscles that sort of form a T, like a lowercase t, inserting from the top of your neck out to your shoulders and then running down the back of your spine on either side. Also, we will be looking at the latissimus dorsi muscles, which form the big wings, sort of the V shape on the lateral edges of your back, as well as the erector spinae, which is that low back right in there that inserts into the glutes. So these muscles all work in tandem to take you through many of the motions that you'll encounter throughout your day. A machine exercise you can use for the biceps is this. This is a curl machine, a preacher curl machine. It is also called, you can exercise the biceps brachialis down the front of the arms just by supinating your arms just like this in an underhand grip, and then putting your elbows on at a comfortable level, and then raising up with your chest pressed against the pad here, and then repeating that motion. Your elbows should be directly in front of your shoulders, and then you just lift those arms straight up. This works the biceps brachii, most common exercise. Most people know it as a curl. A little bit of a modification for that is a hammer curl, and the only difference there is that you will use this grip down here closer to where it attaches to the machine, and that takes you into a hammer curl motion. Now that will work for the brachialis muscle on this outside or lateral part of your arm where it inserts into your elbow. Now the trick here is to keep your upper body still, with your chest pressed into this pad, and just let your biceps do the work. So you're isolating your biceps as well as the brachialis in this motion. That's the main difference between doing either one of these, the hammer curl or the regular curl, in a standing position. Now this is the same exact motion that we just looked at on the machine, but this is a standing curl. And the main difference here is that you'll need to engage your abs a little bit, as well as the muscles of your legs and back, to stabilize you so you don't rock backward or forwards when you do this motion. So a regular curl, we're just going to start out with the weights directly to our sides, sort of down here by our thighs. We're going to lift them up and then rotate our wrists into a supine position, and then complete the motion by bringing them all the way up toward our chest. Then lower, under control, and rotate those wrists back out so those dumbbells are down by your sides again. Very simple motion. This is known as the common curl. Most people have done this. It's an excellent, excellent motion for bicep strength, as well as engaging your back for stabilization. The trick with this is to keep your elbows in close to your body. And then, if your elbows stay in, it forces your biceps to do most of the work. So down by the sides, up, rotate those wrists, complete the motion, up by your chest and shoulders, lower under control, back to your starting point. Now, the difference between a regular curl and a hammer curl is exactly how it sounds. A hammer curl, it's just as if you were pounding or holding the hand grip like you were the handle of a hammer. The weights just stay upright the entire way through the motion, still keeping those elbows in close to the body to isolate the biceps, Same motion, same stabilization with your abs, your lower back, your legs. And you just lift up to the top of that motion. And this is stressing the brachialis muscle, that lateral part of your biceps, where it inserts into your elbow, more so than the top of the biceps that the regular curl stresses, that inserts more up by your shoulder, where it inserts into the anterior deltoid in the front of the shoulder. So those are curls, both standing and seated. Excellent exercises for a lot of upper body motions that you'll do. Next, we're going to move on to back predominant muscles, and this is a lateral pull down. Now, this works the latissimus dorsi, or the lateral muscles along the sides of your back, which give you those big V-shaped wings. Now this, you'll just have to find what is the correct elevation for the leg pads for you, adjust them to where you can fit your legs comfortably at a 90-degree angle under them, and they will keep you stationary against the resistance that's trying to pull you upwards. Now as far as the weight goes, if you're doing sets of body weight exercises, you're a strong person, and if we're going to start from the beginning, probably going to do quite a bit less than that. So that's just a good ground rule to start with. Body weight, that's only for advanced exercisers. Start light. Again, it depends on the individual, but I'm going to set this here just for 50 pounds, which is a relatively intermediate range. And just with anything, I'm going to stress endurance and strength over muscular size or powerlifting. So I'm going to shoot for 10 to 12 reps. Now, if 50 pounds is not enough weight and you're doing 20 reps of this, increase your weight. If you are struggling to get to 10 reps or double digits with your reps at this weight, drop the weight down. So we can adjust things depending on the individual and how strong you are. So once you've selected your weight, adjusted the leg pad height, we'll reach up, grasp the bar right as it starts to bend up here at the top, and then we'll just pull that down into a seated position, lock our legs underneath it, and then with good posture, straight back, without letting our body translate forward or back, we'll just pull this bar down and try to have it end up right in front of our chin. So this is the same motion as doing a pull-up, only your body is stationary and the weight is doing the moving rather than using your body as the weight. And again, we're just shooting for double-digit reps at a weight that allows you to do 10 to 12. Fully extended arms, bring that down to just in front of your chin and let it go back up under control. And that is lateral pull down. This is the seated row machine. Now this will work the trapezius muscles, those muscles that look like a lowercase t from your neck out onto the tops of your shoulders and then run down the middle of your back along your spine. This is an excellent machine, allows you to really isolate that trap muscle right along your spinal column, and depending on how deep you get, also get some of your upper traps as well. Now we're going to seat ourselves on this bench here and adjust the chest pad to allow us, without straining, to reach our arms to a fully extended position, our chest contacting the pad at all times, and grasp the handbars like so. Now, as far as weight goes, very, very similar to the lat pull down that we just looked at. Body weight means you're very, very strong if you're doing sets with your body weight. So again, select a weight that allows you to do 10 reps, 10 to 12 reps. several sets of 10 to 12 reps. And if you need more weight because you're doing too many, add more. If you need less, drop that weight down. From this starting motion, arms fully extended, we're just going to take that weight smooth under control and pull that all the way back to right about the chest pad level. So right about the level of this chest pad here, we're going to stop that motion and lower it back under control. Now these two upright handles, these are really stressing the traps that run along your spine down the middle of your back. If I were to switch handlebars up here to these horizontal ones, still the same motion, but they're going to stress trap muscles higher into your back, as well as involve some of your muscles that ride just over your shoulder blades. And this is a seated row. So just to recap, we looked at exercises that stress both the back as well as the biceps in lifting as well as pulling motions today. Pulling are really going to stress the back muscles, whether that's from a top orientation or from a frontal orientation. Pulling really stresses the back. The biceps are the secondary agonists. And then motions that come from down and you're lifting up in a curl motion are really stressing the biceps, with the back, legs, glutes, and lower back as stabilizing muscles. But we looked at the biceps brachii, the brachialis, as well as the lats running down the lateral side of your back, the trap muscles, and your erector spinae in your low back.